This is the Daily Roundup on the EAC Cambodia channel. A very good evening to you. I'm Andrew Barnes-Roberts. Making headlines tonight. More cases of the Delta variant hit the capital, with cases now reported in Port Sanchez, as well as Tulkok and Ras Kiau. It's so hot in Greece, you can fry an egg in the sun, as temperatures climb as high as 46 degrees. And politics interrupts the sport at Tokyo 2020, with Poland processing asylum for an athlete from Belarus. The Delta variant of COVID-19 appears to be spreading swiftly in the capital. On Tuesday morning, the Ministry of Health said it had discovered a further 8 suspected cases of the Delta variant. This is in addition to the 5 cases it found on Sunday. The discovery has prompted the capital authority to close several roads and villages in Phnom Penh. While the kingdom is doing all it can to prevent any further spread of the Delta variant, the vaccination of children is going ahead uninterrupted. EAC News reporter Reo Soko has the story.
Rosikea Street 93 was closed on Monday. Also sealed off is Commune Bueng Salang's Village 5 in Tulkok. The latest cases have been discovered in Tangon Village in the Kapkap 1 commune of Port Sanchez. That's 3 of the capital's most densely populated districts in just 2 days. Parts of Street 113 in BKK 2 were briefly sealed this morning, although it's not known if that was COVID-related. As the Delta variant spreads in the capital, the Ministry of Health has urged people to be extremely careful when going out and following the 3 do's and 3 don'ts. It's also urging people to get vaccinated. Parents are heeding the call, flocking to vaccination sites with their children. By the end of the second day of the child vaccination campaign, 79,676 children had already received their first shot. EAC News spoke to some of them who said they worry the Delta variant might mean they need to wait even longer before they can return to school. 14-year-old Virak Munivate told EAC News that she followed her parents' advice to get vaccinated because it will be safer to go outside.
Because my parents decided it for me and I want to be safe from COVID-19.
Another girl, Karen Ma, who is also 14 years old, says that she wants to encourage the children and adults worldwide to get vaccinated so life will be back to normal soon.
I hope everyone will be vaccinated so we can have a peaceful world without any viruses.
To date, at least 232 cases of the Delta variant have been reported across the country by the Ministry of Health, most of them in the provinces bordering Thailand. Despite the borders having been closed, 63 migrant workers have been arrested for illegally crossing the border into Bantay Menche. Authorities are carrying out tests to determine if any of them are carrying the Delta variant, said to be almost 300% more contagious than the original COVID-19 virus. Rhea Soko, EAC News. Almost 800 people have been tested for COVID-19 in Bantay Menche's Seray Suporn City. Authorities have closed the town's Chamkarkor market after a vendor tested positive. Seray Suporn City Unity Command Head Hol Araya temporarily closed the market on the orders of Bantay Menche Governor Retre. A total of 780 people have undergone rapid tests, 22 of whom have tested positive. The mass testing was launched after the discovery of the COVID-19 positive trader on Tuesday morning. The new cases add to the 202 cases reported in Bantay Menche just yesterday. It is not yet known if the cases discovered on Tuesday are of the Delta variant.
Just a day after closing the Tul Sanke market in Ras Kiau, authorities also closed Dum Khor market in Tulkok for a short while on Tuesday after a shopper tested positive for the Delta variant. Tulkok Chief Administrator Hua Huat told EAC News that the market was closed while rapid tests were carried out. On Monday, after detecting 5 suspected cases of the Delta variant in Commune Tulsanke 1, authorities closed its market along with the whole of Street 93. That has been sealed off for the next 7 days. Across town in Tulkork, Buong Salang Commune's Village 5 has been sealed off for 14 days. Markets have been hit hard by COVID-19 cases in recent weeks since being allowed to fully reopen at the end of June. The popular BKK market was then closed for 14 days, followed by a scare at Russian market. Just days later, Olympic market was also closed after dozens of vendors tested positive. More recently, Kandal market was shuttered for 14 days after one case there. The Ministry of Health is warning everyone in the capital to be extremely careful when going out shopping, with the Delta variant now spreading in Phnom Penh. Cambodia's daily COVID-19 death toll has shot up again. After several days of relatively low numbers, the past 24 hours saw 29 deaths. But the number of recoveries is still outpacing new cases. 628 patients were discharged overnight, compared to 577 new cases reported. Worryingly, though, of the 577, 224 are imported. All the country's land borders have been closed since last Friday. The Ministry of Health has not released any further information about these imported cases, but they take the total number of COVID-19 cases in the country to 79,051. The total number of fatalities has reached 1,471. The number of successful treatments of COVID-19 in the kingdom now stands at 72,145. In light of the recent incident involving COVID-19 positive imports of frozen meat from India, Cambodia has introduced new rules regarding the import of frozen products from countries considered to be high risk. The General Department of Customs and Excise says it will no longer test samples of imported food products, but test everything in each container. Food items from high-risk countries will be sent to the Institut Pasteur for testing before being allowed to reach shops and markets. It has not said, though, which countries it considers to be high risk. Food products that are found to be coronavirus-free will go through the usual custom clearance process. Those that are found to be infected will be returned to the GDCE, which will then decide whether the product should be destroyed. The new rules come into effect barely a week after 3 containers of frozen Indian buffalo meat were found to contain COVID-19, a claim strongly denied by the Indian embassy. It says the shipment was tested before it left India and met all the necessary requirements for export. Foreign Minister Prak Sokhonn has had a busy couple of days. He spent Tuesday co-chairing the second Mekong-US Partnership Ministerial meeting alongside US Secretary of State Antony Blinken. The virtual meeting reviewed the progress of cooperation since the first Mekong-US Partnership meeting last September. On Monday, the Foreign Minister also attended the 54th ASEAN Foreign Ministers meeting, where Myanmar was at the top of the agenda. EAC News reporter Reo Soko has the details.
The situation in Myanmar dominated the 54th ASEAN Foreign Ministers meeting held virtually on Monday, attended by Foreign Minister Prak Sokhonn. It was a follow-up to the ASEAN leaders meeting conducted back in April. ASEAN foreign ministers have now agreed to work expeditiously to implement their 5-point consensus in Myanmar, particularly in launching the mission of their special envoy, likely to be Brunei's second foreign minister, Erywan Yusof, although Myanmar has yet to indicate whether he would be acceptable. While approval is awaited, ASEAN foreign ministers have agreed to begin delivering humanitarian assistance through the ASEAN Coordinating Center for Humanitarian Assistance in response to the COVID-19 outbreak in Myanmar. The crisis in the country was also high on the agenda for Tuesday's Mekong-US Partnership Ministerial meeting co-chaired by Foreign Minister Prak Sokhonn and his US counterpart, Secretary of the State Antony Blinken. Ahead of the meeting, Blinken said he had grave concerns about Myanmar and called on ASEAN to take joint action to urge the military to restore Myanmar's path to democracy. He also encouraged the Myanmar regime to accept the appointment of ASEAN Special Envoy so that negotiations in Myanmar's future could begin. Foreign Minister Prak Sokhonn, along with other regional foreign ministers, expressed his gratitude to the United States for pledging $52 million in assistance to Mekong countries. He says that Cambodia, through the Ministry of Women's Affairs, is ready to work with the United States and other members to achieve the common goal of the partnership, including women's economic empowerment, focusing on the post-COVID-19 recovery and the climate crisis. The Mekong-US partnership meeting comes amid a cooling of tensions between Phnom Penh and Washington. They escalated back in June when the US complained it had not been granted full access to the Ream Naval Base. But last week, after the arrival of the Johnson & Johnson vaccines donated by Washington, Prime Minister Hun Sen called the US a friendly country, along with China, Japan, and the UK for its help in providing vaccines to the kingdom. Rhea Soko, EAC News.
Well, now let's take a look at news making international headlines this Tuesday, the 3rd of August. A joint international effort has been brought together to fight the fires in southern Turkey. 16 planes and 51 helicopters are tackling the blazes across a swathe of southwest Turkey. The European Union says it has mobilized 3 additional firefighting planes, 1 from Croatia and 2 from Spain, joined teams from Russia, Iran, Ukraine, and Azerbaijan. 7 fires are still burning, fanned by temperatures above 40 degrees. Strong winds and low humidity are only making things worse. Worst hit are the resort towns of Manavgat and Bodrum, where flames lit up the night sky on Monday. The Turkish government says the fires follow months of exceptionally dry weather. The southeast state of Florida is now on the front line of a 4th wave of COVID-19 infections in the United States. Lines at some of its testing sites are longer than they have been in weeks, with officials saying the state faces one of the worst outbreaks in the nation. About 25% of America's hospitalized COVID patients are in its hospitals. Florida Governor Ron DeSantis has resisted imposing a mask mandate. Florida's Hospital Association says that's partly to blame for the current surge in cases, most of which are due to the Delta variant. Hospitalizations have skyrocketed to 10,000 a day. The Broward County School Board wants students and staff to wear masks, despite the lack of an official mandate. The superintendent of Miami-Dade schools says the district will reconsider whether to require masks in light of the surge. And it's so hot in Greece, you can literally fry an egg in the sun. Temperatures in the central town of Larissa hit 46 degrees on Monday, the hottest day since records began. Across Greece, the mercury climbed to around 44 degrees and is expected to stay there for the remainder of the week. In the capital, Athens, the Acropolis has been closed as it's just too hot in the sun for people to visit. As demand for air conditioning peaks, authorities are advising people to limit power usage at peak times in the afternoon and evening to prevent the country's electricity system from collapsing. Greece's Prime Minister says it's the nation's worst heat wave since 1987. Beaches near Athens are packed with people seeking an escape from the heat, but most agree it's almost impossible to deal with. Day 11 of the Tokyo 2020 Summer Games. I'll have all the details for you after the break. EAC News fully supports the Royal Government of Cambodia's preventative and administrative measures against COVID-19. But we need you to play your part in helping bring the 20 February community transmission event to an end. Wash your hands regularly, sanitize wherever possible. Keep an eye on your body temperature. Use the Stop COVID QR code and maintain a safe social distance. But above all, please, 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 wear a mask. Only together can we beat COVID-19. eArts Cambodia's audience is growing. Our YouTube channel now has 150,000 verified subscribers. To mark the milestone, we've received the Silver Creator Award from YouTube, given to channels with over 100,000 subscribers. YouTube CEO Susan Wojcicki says the award celebrates eArts Cambodia's hard work and incredible achievement. She says not only has eArts Cambodia brought a unique voice and style to the world, but has also created valuable connections and built a community along the way. The next milestone we're going for is 1 million subscribers, and we'd really like that Gold Creator Award. So if you're not already a subscriber, head to www.youtube.com/eArtsCambodia. Subscribers get all the latest breaking news and updates from Cambodia in English. We'll see you there. If it's happening and you need to know about it, you'll get it all right here. EAC News brings you updates and breaking news in English across all of eArts Cambodia's platforms and channels. YouTube, Facebook, Telegram, Twitter, and our website, www.eartscambodia.com. Join me, Andrew Barnes-Roberts, and the rest of the EAC News team every day on your favorite channels. EAC News, Cambodia made clear. Day 11 of the Tokyo 2020 Olympic Games, and American gymnast Simone Biles will return to the competition. The six-time Olympic medalist contests the balance beam final on Tuesday, the final day of artistic gymnastics in Tokyo. Biles had arrived at the Olympics with the realistic chance of bagging 5 golds, but withdrew after a near disaster in the vault competition, saying she needed to focus on her mental health. Biles' absence in most of the gymnastic events has helped China dominate the medals table. As of Tuesday, they remain top with 29 golds and 62 medals in all. The US is currently in second spot with a total of 64 medals, 22 of them gold. Host nation Japan is clinging to third spot on the medals table with 17 golds and a total of 33 medals. But away from the Olympic Stadium, a diplomatic incident is grabbing the headlines. A Belarusian athlete is holed up at the Polish embassy in Tokyo, requesting asylum a day after she refused to board a flight home. She said she'd been taken to the airport against her will. 24-year-old Kristina Simanskaya was ordered home after criticizing her coaches for not making sure her teammates had undergone enough doping tests. As soon as her government saw her Instagram post, they withdrew her from the games and ordered her home. Poland says it is now processing her request for asylum. One of the world's most famous footballers, Lionel Messi, is facing a pandemic pay cut. He's currently in talks with Barcelona, with his contract having expired at the end of June. Barcelona president Joan Laporta says talks over a new deal are progressing well with Messi. He's officially a free agent with his contract having ended, but he's being offered a new 5-year deal to stay with the club. The Argentine has a lot to think about, though. The new contract would be on a reduced salary, with Barca having to meet a new financial fair play requirement introduced by La Liga. The club has also been hit hard by the pandemic, but it'll be keen to keep their star player as much as he'll be keen to still have a job. All right, let's take a look at what the weather's going to be playing at tomorrow. Thanks for watching the Daily Roundup here on the EARTS Cambodia channel. You'll get more breaking news and updates from our website. Head to www.e-artscambodia.com. You could also subscribe to our Telegram channel. Search for EAC News. More from the EAC News team tomorrow night at 8. I'll see you then.